Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just wanted to do a quick highlighted video over some of the more recent news when it comes to Ripple and XRP. And of course, I wanted to start off with this article where we see that SBI Holdings, which is an actual partner of Ripple. If you're unfamiliar with them, definitely look up SBI Holdings with the idea of Ripple being partners there. You'll see that SBI Holdings actually owns roughly around 10% of Ripple, the company. They also own a good chunk of the XRP digital assets. So there's a firm connection when it comes to, again, those two companies there. And recently we actually heard SBI Holdings was going very strong on their currency exchange that is called VC Trade. And of course, this right here is something where they just recently came out to announce that it will be launched roughly around March of this year. So a very short window of time from now until what we expect to see is a launch date for, again, the VC Trade cryptocurrency exchange by SBI Holdings. Now, of course, in this article, it does list the cryptocurrencies that will be immediately available for trade. And of course, you can see right off the bat, XRP is listed as the first one that's going to be traded. You have Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course. It even talks about being able to trade Bitcoin Cash. So it does look like you have some options when it comes to trading, again, cryptocurrencies on this exchange when it does go live. But again, we won't be seeing this go live until roughly around March of 2019. I would imagine that we're going to see quite a bit of talk regarding this exchange here. And I would imagine as well that the XRP coin is going to possibly take off because of the fact that there's now the availability of getting yourself into that cryptocurrency through this new exchange. So please let me know if you are someone who is able to use this exchange. Leave it in the comments section. Let us know how well that worked out for you. I wanted to quickly go over a couple other topics as well. So when it comes to companies that are affiliated with Ripple in some form or fashion, you might be familiar with the name Deloitte. We've definitely talked about them, and again, they're links to Ripple. And they're also connected to a substantial amount of companies through Hyperledger. Definitely check out hyperledger.org. You'll see their member list includes Deloitte, the likes of Ripple, R3, even Swift as well. A substantial amount of the biggest names out there that you might be familiar with are really connected through the Hyperledger. And again, Deloitte is just one of those companies there. And of course, according to this article from Cointelegraph.com, we see that Deloitte completes joint pilot digitizing supply chain management on multiple distributed ledger technologies. Now, of course, this right here really has to do with the shipping industry. You can see that it's actually notated here in this article. And they're doing this off of a proof of concept idea for allowing interoperability between different types of distributed ledger technologies, those DLT chains. And of course, again, this is going to allow for something to be expanded on a global scale with this shipping industry to allow for their documents to not only be transparent but digitized as well. Now, according to the article, Deloitte has successfully completed this joint pilot for digitizing the supply chain on the multiple blockchain networks. They've also collaborated with Hong Kong Stock Exchange listed blockchain firm Carry Logistics and Cargo Smart. So we have two big names there that are definitely affiliated with the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and we see that this collaboration here is going to allow, again, for the shipping industry to expand into the distributed ledger technology side of the ecosystem. So very big when it comes to another type of expansion, a company that is affiliated with Ripple, and of course, again, connected to multiple companies through the Hyperledger. So very big when it comes to Deloitte here. Something else I wanted to quickly go over as well. So just recently we got reference that a Brazilian firm named Remessa Online had joined Ripple, and they're using Xcurrent to solve remittances. And they also specified recently through Twitter that there's a possibility of them going directly into using XRP, which is interesting that they didn't mention XRapid, but a lot of this did come from Twitter, so a lot more development might happen from now until then. But Remessa Online did post on Twitter that they had partnered with Ripple again to take care of remittances in Brazil. They're using Xcurrent, but of course someone actually asked them, are you using XRP or plan to start using it? And of course they followed up with an actual response stating that we are live on Xcurrent, but we do plan to expand to XRP sometime in the near future. And they will definitely keep anybody updated when it comes to this new expansion here. So as you can see, this company here not only looked at Ripple for their products, but for making a use case out of the XRP coin to actually help solve remittances as well. So this is a very good process when it comes to another company onboarding themselves using Ripple's products, more importantly, getting themselves affiliated with XRP, the digital asset. Now, I wanted to quickly go over a couple more things here just to end this video off. I wanted to go over this article here I found very interesting. It might not be directly linked to Ripple and XRP so much as it is to the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem, but the Philippines are now working on cryptocurrency regulations. They're actually announcing these regulations here relatively soon. And of course, I think this is very big for countries such as the Philippines because we have a lot of fintech companies looking at these kind of countries to move their facilities or their companies into these areas so they can get onboarded with the blockchain technology, or even more importantly, the distributed ledger technology side of things. But the idea here that we're seeing cryptocurrency regulations taking place in Philippines is very interesting. And of course, right alongside of this right here, as far as the Philippines are concerned, I happened to stumble across this article here from businessworld.com where you see that central bank is to set the standard for payments via QR codes, and this is supposed to take place by June of this year. Now, if you're unfamiliar with QR codes, I'll show you what an example is when it comes to what these codes are going to look like. You can actually scan it using your phone and you can send payments that way, or even in most cases receive payments via your QR code. Now, the connection between the central bank here and the Philippines is very interesting as far as that previous article where we see that, again, the Philippines are going to go through cryptocurrency regulations. This is perfect for them because the central bank is looking to set a standard again for using these QR codes. And with their relationship with the Philippines, you can see that Mr. DeVille, who is actually a representative of the central bank, stated that they are working directly with the Philippine Payments Management Inc. because they're trusted to come up with a standard national QR code that is interoperable, not only within their country but also abroad. So as you can see here, what they're trying to do is create a QR code for interoperability purposes. That's the same type of thing that Ripple's been trying to work on, this interoperability between different types of distributed ledger technologies and these companies affiliated with these distributed ledger technologies or the blockchain technology. But the idea is that interoperability through QR codes, because of how the central bank and the Philippine Payments Management Inc. is going to work together, this is absolutely huge for those who are looking to get themselves onboarded with a bank, for example, who have maybe been unbanked for quite some time. This is an easy method for them. They get themselves a QR code and they get themselves the ability to actually have a way to transfer money back and forth via this QR code. And I also mentioned, I'll give you guys an understanding of what a QR code is if you're unfamiliar with that. So this right here happens to be an example of a QR code coming from the XRP tip bot. As a matter of fact, if you are someone who wants to receive different types of tips from your XRP tip bot, download that through @XRP tip bot through Twitter. And of course, you'll have your own QR code as well. If you connect all this information together when it comes to the central bank relating over to the Philippines bank, and of course this QR code for interoperability, you can see how big this is going to be when it comes to the ease of transferring money back and forth, more importantly XRP. So definitely let me know what you guys think about all this information here. Get yourself set up with your own XRP tip bot so that you can have your own QR code and get yourself more familiar with how this is going to work. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button and take advantage of any of those links in the description for securing your cryptocurrencies offline or simply on your mobile phone with the Uphold wallet. Thanks again for watching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.